Welcome back. It's Jennifer from Afternoons on KOMA. It's an awesome 80s weekend again, and it's Friday, and I'm joined by Noble McIntyre Law.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So your fourth, how did it go?
It went really well. We went to the lake at Carlton Landing, which is out Lake Eufaula, and they have their own fireworks show, which was really, really good. I like those little smaller community ones.
Oh, yeah.
But had a good time, took the boat out. Boat was great right up until the end, and it started having something wrong with it. I hate when something happens with the boat because my trip wasn't over yet. And so we had to park the boat for a little while. We'll have to get that taken care of. But the 4th itself was great. I ate too much.
Oh,
my brother went with us and his family. My brother's an unbelievable cook. Preston, if you're listening, you did a great job. But he cooks. And let me tell you, I just sat there and ate. And I was still eating when I wasn't even hungry anymore. That's how bad it was.
That's what we do.
Yep. Oh, my gosh. So now I'm going to have to spend the next couple of weeks getting all that off.
Well, like I say, at Christmas, it's supposed to be an extra 5 pounds we gained. So I want to say 4th of July is like 7 to 8, maybe.
Yeah, well, we went +5.
Because there's more to eat and there's ice cream.
Well, and the problem is you eat so much chips and dip and it's so salty you doesn't retain water. So, I mean, I think I ate an entire bag by myself.
We're very bloated.
Yes, exactly.
We got the bloat. Well, since it's an awesome 80s weekend, I thought we'd talk about old school things that I know I can check off these because I still kind of use them. And I got to thank my friend Dave Dolphin who came up with this. So it's not just me being smart. It's definitely him being
Dave
smart.
Dolphin. We have to thank Dave Dolphin. How many times can we say Dave Dolphin?
Dave Dolphin. Okay, here we go. You have wired headphones. You're old school.
Definitely.
Landline.
100%. That was tough to talk to my girlfriend because the cord would only stretch so far. And I would try to take it. It was attached to the wall in the kitchen. And I would try to stretch it to the laundry room where my parents couldn't hear me talking to her. So definitely it was attached to the wall, landline. And
they still heard you and they probably listened at the door.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. Paper calendar.
Yes, definitely. And a Rolodex.
Yes, Rolodex, paper calendar. I still have a paper calendar. I just can't get away from it. You write in cursive.
I just talked about this week. I have a nephew that cannot read cursive. And I said, what do you mean you can't? Don't you go to school? He said, yeah, they teach us typing, computer, but not cursive. You've got to be kidding me. So I have really good handwriting because my dad has excellent handwriting.
Right.
But my kids print. And so, yeah, cursive is a dying thing.
So what about your signature on documents and things?
These kids today can't write cursive. They don't carry money either. They all have, Cash App, Venmo, whatever it may be. They don't carry money and they can't write cursive. I don't understand it.
Wow. My cursive might look like a kindergarten serial killer because I have horrible handwriting, but at least I can still write in cursive.
And you can read it.
And I can read it. Wow. How about you listen to the radio? You still listen to the radio, not an app, but the radio, the actual radio. How many people have a physical radio in their presence, in their house, in their car, whatever?
They have the car radio, but if you're in your house, nobody. They listen to it all off of their phone, and then they Spotify or whatever the case may be. But yeah, last time you walked in somebody's house and there was actually a radio there, unless they were over 80 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
And those 80-year-old people have the radio they bought in 1970.
Yeah.
It's the same radio.
And it's lasted that long.
It still works.
It got the Marantz going.
Yeah, still works.
Got the rants. How about they put 2 spaces after each period when they type?
I still do that because that's how you were supposed to do it. We grew up putting 2 spaces. I know that's not the rule anymore, but that's what I learned, and it's ingrained. And so, that's what you did.
You get your hand slapped.
I know.
2 spaces. Yeah, I still do that. That's something that we can be proud of, that we still do that.
Something we carried forward from the 80s.
Anyway, that's some old school stuff, and I can check almost every single one of those off.
I can check all of them.
We're the parents of them. We have messed them up.
But these kids today wouldn't even know what we were talking about with some of this.
It's like foreign language.
Oh, cursive is a foreign language to them.
Yes.
They can't read it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's turn to something a little bit more serious. And first of all, if people need to ask you for advice, what's a great number for you?
777-7000. I don't care which area code you use here in Oklahoma. Just 777-7000 will get a hold of me. Email address is noble@mcintyrelaw.com. Website's mcintyrelaw.com. It's really, really easy to find me.
Okay. And also here, you can ask Noble at tylermedia.com.
Yep.
But I was watching the headlines, and a poor little boy got killed by a pit bull.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we have a lot of dog bite cases, and a lot of them are just unbelievably gruesome. And more often than not, it's children because they're down there playing. They want to play with dogs, and they're at eye level with a dog. And sometimes the dog will snap and react. And there are times that a dog who's never bitten anybody will just lose it. And unfortunately, the kids pay the higher penalty because an adult often can fight them off. I can't imagine how horrible that would be to die that way because it's not like you die instantly. They go after you for quite some time. And it's just a tragic, tragic deal. We have a lot of dog bite cases. people ask me, who pays? Who pays if somebody's dog kills you? Who pays? And what they don't understand is that a homeowner's policy that you have on your home is what will pay if that homeowner's policy hasn't excluded that specific breed of a dog. There are some homeowners policies that will cover a dog bite unless it's a pit bull, unless it's a German Shepherd, unless it's a Doberman Pinscher. And so you need to check your policy if you have one of those breeds that are considered quote unquote dangerous breeds. And I know a lot of dog owners disagree with that term because their dog's not dangerous in their mind. But historically speaking, the most bites come from a certain few breeds. And homeowners policy insurance companies will exclude them.
See, and I didn't know that. I didn't know, first of all, that your homeowner's policy is part of it.
That's what's going to pick up and pay. And it doesn't even have to be at your property. If I'm at the park with my dog and my dog attacks somebody there, even though I'm not on my property at home, my homeowner's policy follows me. And so my homeowner's policy would cover that even if it happened at the park, not at my own home.
Okay, and be sure and look for certain breeds that aren't covered.
Yeah, if you have what's considered a dangerous breed, and I get it, you may not like that terminology. It doesn't matter whether you do or not. The insurance carriers do. Read your policy and make sure your dog breed's not excluded because some insurance companies will exclude them and some will not. So if you have a German Shepherd, if you have a pit bull, a Rottweiler, you may not be covered. You may have homeowners policy and think you're covered, and you may not. You need to get out your policy and read it.
Okay. What if it's someone that has a dog and they've had several warnings about the dangerous dog and it finally attacks someone and does harm or even kills someone? What are they liable for? And is it still their homeowner's policy or is it more of a felony?
Yeah, you're going to be in a really bad situation if you bite somebody that comes to me because if I take the deposition and I find out that you were on notice that your dog was dangerous, that your dog had bitten somebody before, that you should have been on alert to know that, then we're going to go past just normal injuries and normal claims. We're going to get into the punitive area and that you knew or should have known your dog was likely to hurt somebody. You knew or should have known that exactly what happened to this person was going to happen and you did nothing to protect that person. And so now when I ask a jury to give damages, I'm not just going to ask for medical bills and pain and suffering. I'm going to ask for punitive damages to punish you. And your homeowner's policy doesn't cover punitive damages most times. And so even though you have insurance, you may be on the hook for damages beyond what your insurance pays, at which point your personal assets are going to be in play. So if you have a dog like that, you need to get rid of that dog.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. But they don't, though.
No,
I know
they don't,
I know people.
Which is why I do not feel bad when I seek punitive damages and get it, because they knew and they were willing to put at risk, often these little kids, because they wanted to keep a dog that they knew might hurt somebody someday. And so if you've got a dog out there that's doing that and you do nothing to protect the public, you're going to be on the hook for it, and you should be.
Yeah, definitely so. And it's summer, lots of kids out. It's more than winter for sure.
Yep.
And seeing the sights and seeing dogs. The little kids want to pet dogs.
They
you
do,
know?
And they don't realize these little kids come up and they think that they may have a dog at home that's just perfect, and so they think all dogs are that way. They're small children, and they're right at the eye level with these dogs, and they'll walk up to pet something and they'll get bitten. And so you've got to look out for these little kids. You got to look out for them. It's your responsibility as a dog owner.
Yeah, that's right. Well, great advice, Noble McIntyre, McIntyre Law. Thank you very much. As always, such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks.